What's this winery is about? So we're located here, northeastern corner of the land of Israel, the Golan Heights. Golan Heights are bordered by Syria in the east, Jordan River to the west, and the Hermon Mountain, it's that mountain in the picture, up north. And our story begins in 1976. Israel starts to settle the region of the Golan Heights after it was liberated, and they invite a group of American agricultural experts to examine this region and give their recommendations. One of the things that they recommend is producing wine, growing grapes and producing wine. The reason is, first of all, you notice that you came up here, you went uphill, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So elevation, high altitude is good for vines. That's one thing. The second thing is the entire region of the Golan Heights has volcanic soil. Volcanic soil is rich with acids, which help produce a stronger vine and a richer grape in flavor, which is excellent. So this makes this a wine region, because this is the only region in Israel that has volcanic soil. So it's very unique. We have so a group of 8 settlements, 4 moshavim, 4 kibbutzim, if you're familiar with the terms, join together. They form a company, privately owned company, and they decide to produce quality wine in Israel, which was something that did not exist before that. So I remember.
Did it start at a winery tasting, or
What?
did it start at a wine tasting event?
No, they actually they planted the vineyards in the late 70s. They experimented for a few years, and then 1983 they had their first commercial harvest, and a year later it was just Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, red and white. A year later the wine was bottled, and a year later the Cabernet Sauvignon won a gold medal award in a competition in France, which was exactly what they needed to hear, that it's actually possible to produce quality wine in Israel, wine that's considered quality in international standards. And actually ever since, this has been a recurring event that our wines receive gold medals in international competitions and high markings in promotional tastings. Wine Spectator, I think the edition before the last, gave our single vineyards a 94 and 96. So that's that. That's how it started. And one of the things that they found out pretty quick was that we have 3 climate regions in the Golan Heights. It's a very small region. It's about 70 kilometers north to south. It takes about an hour drive. And but it's 3 distinct climate regions. Up north, it's very cold all the time. It's a very cold winter with lots of snow, lots of fog, lots of rain. And it's a very mild summer. I mean, it's pleasant. In the middle of summer, when it's burning hot here, it's very nice there. And in the middle of summer, at night, you have to wear a jacket because it's so cold. So that's one region. Then the center is like normal. It's very cold in winter and very warm in summer. In the south, it's like warm all the time. It's very warm in summer, very humid, and relatively humid for this area, and almost no rain during winter. So we can introduce different varieties of grapes in different regions of the Golan and grow them here. So in fact, we have at the moment 22 varieties of grapes, and that's a lot for one wine region. It's not this is not normal, but this is a New World winery, so we don't care. We just do it. So up north we would have grapes for classical white wines, Gewürztraminer, Riesling, Sauvignon Blanc, and Pinot Noir, which is a red, but it sometimes behaves like a white. Center would have grapes for classical red wines, and down south, where it's very warm, and we have a higher sugar content than the grapes, so wines for dessert, sweet dessert wines. Grapes for sweet dessert wines. This is a regional winery. We only take grapes from Golan Heights. We have 28 vineyards spread across the Golan Heights. 1 vineyard in the Upper Galilee in Ramot Naftali, which is one of the 8 original settlements that formed the winery. So we have to take the grapes in, but it just makes about 2% of our grapes, and we don't mix the 2 regions. So that's that. It's only grapes from here, from nowhere else. We want the special flavor that the soil would have. And the 3rd largest winery in Israel at the moment. We bottled 5.8 million bottles last year. It was 50,000 bottles, 5.8 million. It was 50,000 bottles the first year, in 1983 when we started, and we've grown.
Out of that 5.8 million, do you know how many you sold?
Most of them weren't sold yet because one it ages.
Yeah.
And,
Right,
and
and
once we bottled those wines that aged, we keep them here for another extra 2 years. So they're still in the warehouse,
I have a
waiting
question.
for.
But as far as sales go, do you have any statistics?
I don't know the numbers. I know that it's 30% export, 70% local consumption, which is surprising but great. But the numbers exactly, I don't know.
But you still have a job, which
I
means
still
that's
I have a question too. The cold weather, the snow does not do harm to the grapes?
The opposite. Grapes, vines need a very cold winter to produce a very good harvest in summer.
Okay, all
They need a
right.
good hibernation, and then they just burst out.
See, we're from the United States, from Michigan,
Uh-huh.
and if we get cold,